this tutorial, you will need 2 skeins of worsted weight yarn, measuring tape, a threading needle, scissors, and a 4.25 millimeter hook. You will also need 3 stitch markers. Okay, let's get started. First, you're going to start by making a chain. In A cup, you're going to chain 56. A B cup, you're going to chain 58. A C cup, chain 60. A D cup, you're going to chain 62. And a double D cup, you're going to chain 64. You're just going to increase by 2 if your cup size is larger than a double D. I am making the B cup, so I'm going to chain 58. Now we're going to work a DC in the second chain from the hook, and then work a DC in each chain to the end of the chain. Since I'm making the B cup, I had a total of 57 DC. After you're done with your first row of DC, going to chain 1, turn your work, and you're going to be working in the back loops only. So make a single crochet in each DC across, working in just the back loops. Now you're going to take your stitch markers and you are going to place it in the, for an A cup, you're going to place it in the 28th stitch, a B cup, the 29th stitch, a C cup, the 30th stitch, a D cup, the 31st stitch, and if you're a double D cup, you're going to place it in the 32nd stitch. Now you're going to take your other 2 stitch markers, and you're going to place it, counting 4 chains out from each side of the stitch marker you just placed. And then you're going to take the other one and you're going to do the same on the opposite side, and you're going to count 4 stitches from the middle stitch marker and place your stitch marker there. Now you're going to chain 2, turn your work, and work a DC in each single crochet across until you reach your first stitch marker. Your first chain 2 does not count as a stitch. Get to your first stitch marker, you're going to make a butterfly puff, and how to do that is you are going to yarn over, insert hook in same stitch, and draw up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, insert hook into same stitch, and draw up a loop 4 times. You'll want 11 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 11 loops. Then chain 2, yarn over, insert hook in same stitch and draw up a loop, 3 loops on hook, yarn over, insert hook into same stitch and draw up a loop 4 times, 11 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 11 loops. Chain 3, chain 3, work a butterfly puff into the next stitch marker. And work another butterfly puff in your next stitch marker. Now you're going to work a DC in each single crochet across to the end of the row. Chain 1, turn your work, and in the back loops only work a single crochet in each DC across until you reach your first butterfly puff. Work a butterfly puff in the chain 2 space of your previous butterfly puff. Chain 3 and work another butterfly puff in the chain 2 space of the next butterfly puff. Chain 3 and work another butterfly puff in the chain 2 space of the next butterfly puff. In the back loops only, you're going to single crochet in each DC across. Going to repeat the single crochet and the DC rows, alternating between the two until you reach your desired coverage. I'm a B cup, so I did 6 inches. For a C cup, you can do 7 inches, D cup 8 inches, and so on and so forth. It really depends on how much coverage you want. If you want your top to be longer, do as much as 10 inches. It really depends on how much coverage you want, but for me I did 6 inches. But you need to end on a DC row. If you want to change color, do the last 3 rows. So DC, single crochet, DC. So this is what it looks like with the color change. Again, you have to end on a DC row. I ended up with 15 rows. And mind you, this is the back of your top when you're ending. I know it looks like the front, but I like the look of the back loop only, and the look of the DC is the wrong way for this top. It gives it more texture. But here I am measuring. I'm a little over 6 inches, which is perfect. And now you are going to fasten off. To the chain 2 space of your first butterfly puff, chain 2, and work a butterfly puff in that chain 2 space. Chain 3 and work a butterfly puff in the next chain 2 space of the next butterfly puff. And work a butterfly puff in the next chain 2 space of the next butterfly puff. Turn your work and work another butterfly puff in the chain 2 space of your butterfly puff. Chain 3, and just repeat this all the way across and for the next 3 rows. So you should have a total of 5 rows for the halter neck. If you want it shorter, you can make less rows. If you want it longer, you can add more rows. And then you're going to chain 1, and you're going to turn your work, and you're going to work 2 HDC in the chain 2 space of the butterfly puff. Work 3 HDC in the chain 3 space. Work 2 HDC in the chain 2 space of the butterfly puff. Work 3 HDC in the chain 3 space. Work 2 HDC in the chain 2 space of the butterfly puff. Don't fasten off. You're going to create your straps. You're going to chain up 70. Turn and slip stitch in each chain. When you get to the end, you're going to secure it with a slip stitch where you originally started your chain. Fasten off. And repeat these same steps for your other strap. Turn your work right side facing up. Now you're going to be working on your right side and left side bands. You're going to attach any color yarn you want. I picked my secondary color. And you're going to attach it to the bottom corner. Chain 1 and work an HDC in each stitch until you reach the end of your top. The stitch count doesn't matter here, just make sure that it's spaced out evenly. After you're done with your first row of HDC, you're going to turn your work, chain 1 and HDC in each HDC to the end. And you're going to continue doing these rows until you have the desired length you need for it to reach the middle of your back. I ended with 10 rows of HDC. Fasten off and repeat these same steps on the other band. Just make sure you have the same amount of rows and stitches on each side for you to lace up later. Now you're going to be making a separate chain which will close up your back. I made a chain of 250. You may need less, you may need more, but it just needs to close up your back. So if you end up making it too long, that's okay. You can just cut it later on. Now I'm going to start weaving in the chain, and you'll see how I do that. You're just basically going to go in and out on each side between stitches, lacing up from the bottom. After you're done weaving in and out of each side, you're going to tie a bow. If you feel it's too long, like mine, you can just simply cut off the excess and then tie a knot at the end of each end. And you're done. Unless you want to, you can add some fringe at the bottom, or one time I did peacocks. That's pretty. Or you could just leave it like this. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to follow, like, comment, and share. Can't wait to see them.